Okay, first, before I start this one, I want to tell you that I have a few true confessions. It crashed on me a couple times, and I think that it would happen to anyone. So I want to make sure that you save it before you start. It comes in as spokes, so you open it from your student files, just like you would any of them. And then what I did is I turned around and I saved it. So I'm going to close this one. I think my other one's still open, and I saved it as Unit A spokes. And just do that because then as you go along and you start adding files to this it becomes a pretty big file. Now, my reasoning for doing this one was because PowerPoint is progressive. It starts out pretty simple, then it moves on to more things. And this one incorporates almost all the things that you learn. And so I wanted you to be able to see them all at once, and I didn't have to make 3 videos. So that's my reasoning behind using this one. Plus, there's some interesting graphic effects in here that you wouldn't normally use if you didn't know how they work. Okay, so that said, let's get started. First thing you're going to do is come in and you're going to insert the picture. And of course, I have to go to my student files to get it. And it is a picture here in my, where are they? Oh, here. And then we go to the units, and this is Unit 8. And so we have the hidden bike picture. And then the idea behind this is now we're going to resize this picture. Now, the mistake that most people make when they're resizing is they just try to adjust these numbers, and it doesn't always work. So what it is if you pull the dialog box open, it tells you that there's an aspect ratio. So what you want to do is unlock that. And okay, and this one was supposed to be 7.5, which it is, but the width is 13.33. So you need to unlock that aspect ratio, or you can't get the exact size. So then we move our image over, and then we move on to recolor. Now, of course, when they're working on the recolor effects, it's color here. It's mentioning, try things out. You should notice this is 100% saturation right here. And that's what you've got right now. And then that's what the information is showing you, is that you have these effects. That's no recolor, and you have the temperature and all of this kind of thing that's happening with this one. Well, they want you to take it up to 400% for the activity. So, but the idea is for you to see what happens when you hover over and change using any one of these options, what happens to your video, to your image. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and click on the 400, so you're not, I'm not taking up too much of your time, but go ahead and experiment when you're doing this. It's interesting. Now the instructions kind of flip around on you. They want you to go down now and do a similar type of effect to this lower slide. And again, you need to click on the image in order to do it. But this time you're using the artistic effects, and you're supposed to use the one called I think it's concrete, which is down here somewhere. It's right here. And it says, it tells you, oh, it's cement is what it's called. And see, I'm getting what I didn't get this the first time I went through it. So now I'm getting the color effect on cement, and that will change it. And you see, I don't know if you noticed a little flash going on. And because mine crashed a few times, I'm going to save now. I've made some changes. I want to make a save. So I'm going to suggest that you do that as you go along, and that's why I wanted you to save it as you were working with it before, so you don't have that problem. Now what they want you to do is take this picture that you had in this, we're back to slide 1 again, and we're taking the picture that we had and we're sending it to the back. So all you have to do, again, it won't work if you don't select the picture. So you select the picture, you arrange it, and you send it to the back. And now we have the Spokes Bike Club up front. And at this point, the graphics are trying to get you to understand, okay, well, this is a title, and these little dots that you see around it, those are called a placeholder. And they're saying, okay, you can take that placeholder and resize it. And so they're asking you to do that in the instructions. Is go ahead and resize it. And then they're also telling you, okay, now take this over and do it right aligned. That's one of the things that you have to do. And drag the top title. So you made it a little bit bigger, and then also we're going to be scooting it over here. Now, if you have problems with your mouse scooting, you can do it with your arrow keys. As long as you've got it selected, an arrow key kind of nudges it over. And oftentimes people, especially when they're new to this kind of work, have trouble getting the right handle. See how I've got that four-pronged arrow to move their graphic. Now, one of the most common mistakes I see in PowerPoint demonstrations is people doing this, is they come here and they leave that on that says click to add subtitle. They leave it in their demonstration. You don't want that. So let's just delete it. It's here. You can select it like I did here. You can either cut it or hit your delete key. The cut will work just fine and it's gone. This next section is talking about some different views that you can get. And it tells you to go to the slide sorter view. And personally, I found the instructions a little confusing here only because when you went to the reading pane, now you get the slides and you can go from slide to slide. And it wasn't really clear in the instructions to me that you went to the reading pane to do that. So now I can go back to the normal view. And I could also look at the slideshow by this is a slide show view. So the reading pane is nice. This one over here, the notes view, that's nice because you can click and add notes to your presentation, and then those notes can be used for when you're actually doing the presentation. You can read them, but the user doesn't see them. Okay, here's one that most people have trouble with, and it's on slide number 2. You're supposed to work with this little guy and change him. So if you look at all the image, the entire image, if I click on it, now I can go to the image and group and ungroup it. And you get this message, and I'm just going to click on yes, and then I click back on the image again and format and hit the ungroup, and that's what I get. Okay, so a lot of people miss the clicking back on the image again, like I did, after you've changed it to a different type of an image. Now, when I click away from the image, I can select different parts of it. And in this one, I want to select his little yellow, his shirt, and I'm going to make it filled with the standard yellow. And then the little wheels, or whatever those things are called on the bike, there and here, and those are both yellow. Okay, then the background, I want to get that. So I need to click in the blue, or I might get, some of the other that I don't want to let go of, and I delete it. And now I want to get rid of the sweat marks. So I need to kind of zoom in to get to those to see them. These are the sweat things. And I can click on them. I should be able to grab a whole bunch of them at once by holding down my control key and click on them all. Oops, but see, I got the outside of the picture when I did that. Let's see. Click. I gotta get, oh, I'll just delete them one by one. There's only 6. Okay, delete, delete. I moved that one a little bit. There's another one. And I got them all. Okay, so let's go back down to the regular view. Here we are. And we're going on to the next portion of this. So in this portion, what I want to do is I want to select it all and then group it again so I can reuse this image. Now the tricky part is getting below, see where his little ground part is down in here. The first time I did this, I didn't catch all that, and then that was a problem. So I'm going to come down below, see where my arrow is. Actually come over in this part of it. Let's see. I just need to get a select. Okay, there, and bring up. I'm going to miss it if I do it there. Okay, let's go here, and now I think I got it all that time. So I needed to go down below everything and get it. Now I can go back to the image and group, and it should act all as one. So if I go to copy and just do the copy command, I right click to get that command. Okay, so now I come there, come back up to slide number 1 and paste it. There he is. And I'm supposed to, oops, let's get this back to where it was on the slide. Get him there. Okay, bring him over. I'm supposed to resize him. Ooh, look, I missed a little sweat mark there. Oh, shoot. Let's go back and I'll get the sweat mark. Okay, I'm back and I got the sweat mark. It's right there. Oh, let me get it bigger so we can zoom in. It's this one right there. That's the one I missed. All right, delete. Come back to the process again. Just make sure. Okay, zoom back in. And I want to, again, get my, oh, I got to get it away from it somewhere. Okay, get my arrow. So I've got the whole bottom portion below the ground part. Got it all. Okay, back to format, group. Come on, group. Group. There you go. And now, let's see if oops, I need to hit my, oh, dang, right click. There we go. Copy. And come back up to the Spokes Bike Club, and I can do a paste from here. And he must be behind right now, so let's bring him forward. Bring forward, bring forward, bring to front. What have I got going on there? Let's see if it's him. No, it's something else. It's something else I brought over. I didn't get him right. There's something there. It's blank. Let's get rid of it. Okay, come back and get him this time. It's not moving it. Oh, there he is. I got him now. Okay, now let's do a copy. Come back over and paste. Good. Now I need to resize him. So again, I come into my format and check my sizing, and he doesn't have any aspect ratio, but I can go ahead and just plug the numbers in. It should be 5.24 by 6.55. Okay, nice and big. Oops, let's bring him up. And that's where he's supposed to go, right under the Spokes Bike Club thing. Oops, get my picture in the right place. Oh my gosh, gotcha. Oop. And he's not quite there, because if my picture's in the right place, there, he's down below the picture. So what I need to do is to take this writing and bring it up, and then I'll bring him so he's actually in the picture. Good. Okay, next. Okay, this is a good place to save, except for I still notice that there's something going on here with this image. I need to move it over a little bit. So I'm doing this with my arrow keys. I just select the image and I get it just where I want it. And then it's time to save, because I'm going to start doing some more big graphics and I don't want to lose what I've already done. Okay, so I'm down here, and now I'm going to be inserting a video. And in this case, the video again is in my Unit 8 folder. So I go to video on my PC, and it's in my, see my Unit 8 folder under the student files, and I go to mountain bike video. And if you were to watch this whole thing, you would see that there's like an entry part of it here. And what we're going to do is we're going to clip this video so that it comes right in with the part where the handlebars kind of go in. And we'll have it end a little bit earlier as well. So I'm going to go to the playback option, and they call it trimming the video. Now your book has all these numbers in here for you, so you could know what you got to do. But see, you're going to start it a little bit later, right here, and then you're going to turn around and end it a little bit sooner. So that's supposed to be 29.100, and that's the end point. And as soon as you click OK, it trims it to that stage. So if I was to watch the video now, it's going to start right in with the guy with the handlebars. Okay, there's a few more video adjustments that I want to make. So I've still got my video selected, and I want to make sure that it starts automatically when the show starts. And I want it to play on the full screen. And it is the sound that's in it is going to be medium instead of high. And these are all the playback specs that I want for this particular video. So it's time to save again. Now what we're doing is inserting an audio file. So here, again, it's another insert. And the thing that I want you to notice that in any of these types of files, let's see if you do a video on the PC, if you ever want to know if PowerPoint will read your video file format, you pull this drop-down list and you can see all the different video media file formats that PowerPoint will read, and so you can get it correct. Now the same thing with the audio files. So I'm here, audio on my PC. I'm back in my Unit 8 folder. So we're going to do the pedaling sounds, but again, for sound files, all of the different file formats that PowerPoint will read are right here. So let's say that you're making a video with your telephone or something like that. You just want to make sure that it's saved in the proper file format, and then PowerPoint will read it. So I'm going to choose the pedaling sounds again and insert it. And when you insert, let's see, pedaling sounds, and you insert it, and when you insert it, see, now the playback is similar to the other one too. See, because I can trim the audio, I can have it fade one way or the other, I can play how it's going to come in, and that's what they're going to have you do in the next parts of this exercise. Okay, first thing they want you to do is take the little icon and move it down to the left, down to the corner. I think it might have been left, or it's left or right. It doesn't really matter because it's supposed to not show anyway. So, but I think it was this corner, and it's hide during the show. And I believe it starts on it's supposed to be automatically. Yes, supposed to be automatically, and it's loop until stopped. Okay, so now what they're having you do is to go down to the video file. So I'm just going to click away from my audio file and see, now it doesn't show up there but let's go to the video file, and we're going to resize it. So in order to do this, of course, you have to select the file so that you can get into the options you need, and it's over here in the format option, and it's supposed to be resized at 5.5, and then the width is 9.78. See, so you have your cement background and you have the video resized. Now you're going to add some more options to the video. And here what you're going to do is you're going to take this video, put it into the center, and in your format menu, come up and choose the drop down more options. And what you're supposed to do, I mean, if you hover over these, they tell you what they are, but what they're telling you to do is a reflected perspective right, and that's what you're doing. And then you're coming up and you're adding a border to it. And the border, if you go to video border, you're coming to the weight, and it's 2¼ is what they told you to do. And then they said, okay, now change that border color to yellow. And so you're using that same yellow you used on the guy's shirt. Now what you're doing is you're pulling in on this slide 2, and you're going to be doing some animation effects. And the animation effects are like any other effect. You have to select the object, and then you go to animations, and you can make it do things. Well, notice when you pull down this animation toolbar, you have entrance effects, emphasis effects, exit effects, and you could even bring in motion paths. Well, anything you choose from right here, this one says to do fly in. And once you've done a fly in, now you probably didn't notice this arrow came up and it says fly in from the left, I believe you're supposed to do on that one. Okay. And now it wants you to add an effect. So you come here and you add a teeter. So he teeters. Okay. Then you have to add another effect, and this times it is a fly out, and the effect is to the right. So let's take a look to see how that works. If I look at the slide in my slide view, now each one of these is happening with the mouse click because I haven't programmed it for anything else yet. So let's come back and look at the next effects. They're talking about a couple things here as far as the effects are concerned. And one thing I noticed that they don't have you look at is this animation pane. I love this animation pane because it tells me where everything is. So I'm going to take this off here. But if you look, this is showing me each item has it as it comes in. I can make this one do something. If I look at it, it's going to happen on a click. This one is going to happen. I could make it start with the previous, whatever I want to make it do. And I can pull in any more of these effects. That's the reason why I like to use the animation effects. Okay, so it looks like they're having you use these menus differently. They're saying, okay, they didn't even mention this animation pane, which I absolutely love, but they're telling you to come here and click on the number 1, and then you get the menu that I was showing you here. Okay, and then you're going to change the aspect of how those work. So what they're telling you to do is after previous, click on the tag. So they're telling you to go after previous, and it's supposed to last for 2 seconds. So you can type that in. You don't have to 2 seconds. Now it's supposed to delay. It's also supposed to have a little delay, so this is supposed to be 3 seconds. Okay. And okay, let's take a look at the preview. There's my delay, and here, see, it's coming in slow, 2 seconds. Okay, so now we're on to the second animation. This time I'm going to do it my way instead of what they've got here, just so you can see the different. It's just, I like it. It meets my needs. So it's after previous, and the duration is 2 seconds. And then now they're saying, okay, the next one's here, And now, see, this number keeps changing. That's what gets it confusing with the instructions in the book. These are the 3 animations that you made, and after previous here, and then it's supposed to be another another second. Duration is 1 second. So you're adding more time. Let's go ahead and preview the animation. So it pauses for a minute, 2 seconds, comes in, da-da, shakes for 2 seconds, and leaves 2 seconds. Gotcha. Okay, now we're supposed to work with this text box here. So I've clicked on the text box, and you can see if I work on the text box, and I want it to fade. Is the animation effect, and see how it's numbered, each one of these. What I want to do is to show you what happens with the effect that it has right now. So if I preview it, I get the little guy. He comes in. Then this other one's happening. See how it comes in one at a time and it fades in. Well, they want you to have the whole thing fade in. So what you do is you change this from start on a click to start with previous. And again, you could have done it up here. I just use things I've been used for years, and that's the one I. So I almost missed this. The duration time on this one was 2 seconds. So got that one. I'm going to go back and check it. It's 2 seconds, and it's going with the previous. Okay, so we're still working on this text box, and we're going to add an animation. And this time it's an emphasis effect, and it's the font. Click, and then click the font color. Where's the font color one? Emphasis. There it is, right here. Now this start option is after previous, so I can do it here. Start after previous. So it's going to start after the fading effect. Okay, let's take a peek. Do our preview. The little guy should be coming in. There he is. He's rocking. Where's my, oh, here comes my writing. Fading in. And then we have the changing of the colors. Okay, we're going to our text still, and we're adding another effect, and this time it's supposed to be the underline effect. And it should start with the previous. Okay, now we have still slide 2 showing, and we're going to the Design tab, and we're going to change it to, in the themes, to retrospect. Office. See how it's changing as we go, but we're going to find retrospect, and it looks, what is these up here? And of course I had to fiddle through them to find them, but it's over here. Here's retrospect, and I click on that one. It changes that slide. This was another option that they told you to make sure that you did. You can accidentally put it to all the slides. When I did it, it didn't. So it's just to apply it to the selected slide, because it's only this one that we're putting that theme color on. Okay, so now that I'm in there, I am to apply the theme color. Okay, so I have the theme here, and then over in this area is the variants for the theme, and we're supposed to choose the green one, and that's, I think this is it. Yeah, because this would be more of a blue. It's supposed to be this one. That's the one you're supposed to choose. So it looks like I might have gotten it wrong. Let's go here and make sure that that's the green. It should be this green. It is a little different. Okay, we're supposed to see the slideshow from the beginning. And if I come in, you get a little bit different view when you're looking at my screen. So I wanted to show you a regular slideshow view. And you should be hearing the sound there. And here's my little biker. He's gonna rock on. Okay, we should be getting the fade and the underline. And we're in. Next one is your video. And it starts on when I come in, and then it should end up. Well, that made me dizzy. Okay. This last section is talking about some of the print options for PowerPoint, and I'm just going to show you those. Since we don't do a lot of printing, especially if you're taking this online, you need to make sure that you understand that. See, when you do PowerPoint, if you can choose all these different options for your printing options. See, like I mentioned the notes view, and if I print this, then now this is a different type of a notes view. This is like for the people that are, if you want to do it in a classroom or you're doing a presentation. But you could also do a notes just by going here. And this bottom section gives you the notes that you as a presenter want to use in your notes view. And another one that you can get is, I used to use this a lot for my classes just so that I could give a presentation, and then I would have, they would have images of the slides that I used. Since we have Canvas, I don't do that anymore, but it's just, here I probably would have changed this to landscape, so it's a little bit bigger, but then they can still take their own notes there as well. So you have a lot of different options you can choose when you're printing. And this one's pretty good too, for people that are taking notes on a lecture or something to that effect. So this is just to give you an idea. The book covers some of this, but I wanted you to make sure that you understand how that part of it works as well.